comfort watches, as I like to call them. I call them comfort watches. Something that you can watch all day, every day, whether it be your favorite or you just watch it because you just feel comfortable watching that specifically. Now, for me, it becomes into three things. 1, scary movie. 2, Spirited Away. And 3, Spider-Verse. At one point in time, I definitely called each and every one of these movies one of my favorite movies of all time. And there's a big specific reason for that. They're peak fiction. But obviously, we're talking about one of my favorite movies or more beloved movies of all time, Spirited Away. Now, I've seen this movie like a solid 7 times ever since I was like a kid. It was just one of those movies where I just kept watching it. It was always like entertaining to me to watch for like certain specific scenes in the movie, whether it be off spoiler for a 2001 movie. Go ahead and watch it, obviously, but spoiler for a 2001 movie. It was always be certain scenes like when her parents get turned into pigs. That always stuck out to me in my head. Or maybe the beautiful visuals that you have in the background that honestly look like fucking paintings. And just like how the characters like mesh so well with like such a highly detailed background and cover. And I don't know how they make it fit so well, but it literally fits amazingly well. Or even a nice beautiful character designs that you have in the background with some other minor characters that you see here and there throughout the whole story of Spirited Away. Now, honestly, it's been a few years since the last time I watched Spirited Away, so I had to make sure I had to watch it and make sure I get it good. Actually, I watched it twice, specifically, one with a few friends and then one by myself, to like fully get a full-on grasp of what I'm watching, and just to make sure, obviously, it's not nostalgia, but also to remind myself of all the beautiful moments in Spirited Away. It was always a beautiful movie with like a beautiful cast of characters, whether it been Lin, Zeniba, Yubaba, the Foreman, Bo, Chihiro, Haku, Kamaji, No Face, you know, like everyone's always like, it's all memorable. It always has like some like a scene I can at least picture with them that gives me a good smile to my face and to my heart. Even how they talk about No Face and how his butt keeps getting bigger, so it's easier to kiss and beg for fucking tips or some shit like that. Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's all honestly amazing, and I want to talk about the side characters in a second, but I have to get into the main side of this. So, Chihiro herself is literally amazing from beginning to end, in my opinion. She's literally the best of us, so to say, honestly. And in terms of, at first, she starts out as like a scared little girl. Like, basically anyone's fucking reaction at the age of like, from I don't know what really her age is, so like maybe like from 7 to like 13, what the turn of events that happened. Like, she loses her parents in a blink of an eye, and she was already like a scared little girl since the beginning, ever since they got out of the car. She already didn't want to go. She was already correct to assume to not to go to this area and location, and then now she loses all her like both of her parents that turn to pigs, and she just breaks down crying. And now with no options left, Sen now has to become a bath worker for God knows how long until she can get her parents back to normal. Something I noticed when I rewatched this movie was the point of greed and the point of someone either wanting gold or wanting a special item for some type of reason. But it's not Chihiro. Chihiro doesn't matter if she wants food or gold. She just wants to get to her goal, and that's it. She doesn't want anything more or anything less. Sen doesn't want any bribes or recognition or distraction from where she has to go, unless she wants to help a friend. And when it comes to others, whether they try to hurt her in any way, shape, or form possible, she always looks at other cheeks and treats them as a friend, as someone to look as equals with. Sen, truly a person that has a heart of gold. And again, I already know I've already talked about it, but when movies like this, it truly makes me happy to say, like, it doesn't matter when something was made in terms of a year or 30 years or 40 years, the movie can always look amazing. It can always blow your mind. It can always look like it was made fucking yesterday. And this movie 100% makes it look like it was made yesterday. And in terms of the food, and in terms of the background, what I said before, how they look like paintings, like it literally pops out. Like, it makes no sense how good this movie actually looks. Most of the time, I honestly just feels like a moving painting that I'm just staring at for hours. Something else that I honestly really like and enjoy is the voice acting. I feel like all the voice actors for this like feel like it should be them. I don't know, maybe it's because I've seen it when I was a kid and that just like sticks in my mind, possibly, but they all feel like they're like the right person for the job, and they also go above and beyond for what they have to do. But then there's the thing that's like almost as masterful as, no, I know, actually as masterful as the art that's on the screen. The score itself is phenomenal. Some of the best score I think I've ever heard in my life. Like, it generally, whenever I hear it, the tune, the sound, it always will just ring in my ear and like bring a smile to my face. Like, the way they fit certain things in certain scenes, whether it be Sen running up the stairs, or maybe Sen like hitting her head or something like that. There's the little things that's there. It's fucking phenomenal. And my boy, No Name.
None of you motherfuckers don't care enough about a brother to even just see what's going on in a nigga life. Sometimes a nigga need a hug or something, you know?
To me in the film, it feels like he just represents loneliness, like something he's longing for. Like, he doesn't have any friends or family, but he wants someone to be around. He wants someone to be a part of that. Could be his family, could be his friend, or something even more for him, but he just doesn't have it. And in the terms of things, when you're longing for something, sometimes you could do it in the wrong way, whether you try to plead with somebody, whether you try to bargain with somebody, maybe you're trying to impress them by doing something for them. A lot of the wrong ways that you can go with doing it, but at least No Name at the end of it had someone to be with Granny. Then there's Haku, and in terms of him being controlled the whole time, basically. Like, there's times where he wasn't also controlled, and then where he was nice to her and stuff like that, but it explains a lot of the things that was going on with him, whether he did something like out of character or something that he wouldn't really do, like talk to her disrespectfully, or in terms of how he would act towards her. Then there's just the beautiful way that they had met each other in terms when they were kids, and I don't know if they were both kids, but at least when Sen was a child, and how she almost drowned and he saved her. Just me theorizing here, but maybe just me thinking that maybe Haku had, for some reason, wanted to work there for one reason or another, and he had worked there for at least a little bit, and then he maybe had got his name taken away, and he didn't really remember why, and he just wants to probably figure out what's going on with that. He doesn't really want to be an apprentice, but before it was basically too late, he had got his mind taking control of, making him like virtuous slave for like the whole castle itself. Just the last two people I would love to talk about, which would be one, Lin, how she just feels like the big sister character to Sen, or even just being like a best friend type of character. Like, she always attempts to have her back at, like, sort of basically after they met. Like, at first she didn't want her obviously there, but then she decided to warm up to her almost borderline immediately. And she's had her back ever since then, just like Kamaji, who also decided to help her. And it seemed like he didn't really want to help her, or like at least like he couldn't. Like, he already had his hands full. Like, there was no place for her to really help and work or something like that. But basically immediately after, his true heart really showed of him just attempting to help her and wanting her to at least get a job. Just some more amazing scenes that will always stick inside of my head, which would be one where she's sort of like invisible, like, or basically see-through, and she tries to like push Haku away, and she just goes right through his body. Or when she breaks one of the stairs on the staircase, just flying down the staircase at like Mach 10 speed, at the speed of light, and almost like she, like, no, she does face plant, but like she's okay though. Or the running background that is when Haku and Sen start running through this little flower forest or little flower garden, and you just see like the beautiful background that just feels like it's curved. Or the extremely memorable stare down that happens with Haku and Yubaba, and she comes to the realization that her child is gone, and then Sen has to basically go get her back, or now she has to make a deal with Sen to get her, basically her baby back. This movie honestly just fills me with beautiful memories from the past, and makes me feel uplifted, makes me feel amazing just to continue watching it, and I can just still continue watching it over and over and over and over and over again. And if you think this movie is stupid, well,
this movie isn't stupid! You're stupid!
And this is a movie that I would always want to remember till the end of time. And if I ever forget it, just like Chinhiro, then I know it's time to watch it again.